Hey everyone, welcome to Be the Change. My name is Lily Mott, and today I'm going to be talking about how change comes when you dream for something and go for it. My guest today is Henriette Paulus, and she is a medical student and a UNESCO O3 ambassador from Namibia. I really enjoyed learning about her work, so without further ado, let's dive into this conversation with Henriette Paulus.
I'm Henriette Paulus. I'm a fifth-year medical student from the University of Namibia. So I am also a UNESCO O3 ambassador for Namibia, and this is a platform that mainly advocates for sexual reproductive health rights. It's a UNESCO-based project that mostly focuses on high schools and also university students. And apart from that, I'm also a peer counselor at the University of Namibia, and I'm part of a lot of organizations as a volunteer.
That is a great way to get started, and I would love for you to tell me about what inspired you to get started with making change. What was that journey like for you to get started with all of this work?
Okay, I must say that growing up, I never thought I would be who I am today. And a lot of people always ask me, Henriette, how did you become this? When did you start? And but one interesting thing is that I always loved volunteering. So my African self is coming out. But yes, I always loved volunteering, and growing up, I was always part of the volunteering committees. But if there's anything about competition, I'm not going to join that because I just don't like losing. I love winning, and I don't like competitions. However, when I came to university, uh, I was then exposed to say that, okay, look, these are the problems we have in the society, and this is how we are supposed to go about it. And are you passionate to do this? And I realized that, okay, we actually need to bridge the gaps that we have in the societies. Hence, I said with all this advocacy, especially sexual reproductive health rights, because I just think that this is a topic that is very interesting. And being in the health system, I also realized that I meet a lot of patients that are so young and they just do not really know about their rights, their sexual health rights, and a lot of rape cases that we have in Namibia, especially. And I just thought that if we can tackle these messages, if we can have people that are actually sharing with us the message, then we'll be able to make a difference. And that's why I have started, and it's going so well. I have been on bigger stages in South Africa as a youth advocate, and so much amazing.
That is really exciting. And can you also tell me about why you chose to pursue a career in medicine? I think that's another really important part of your work, and I would love to know more.
So basically, I grew up telling people I want to be a doctor. I think being a doctor is every child's dream. But when you came in high school, I was also a little bit confused. I'm like, I don't really like horror movies, and there's so much blood. So I'm like, yo, I'm so scared of blood. But I remember I have always been telling people I wanted to be a doctor. And when I came in grade 12, it was time now for us to apply to universities, and I was very much confused. And I'm like, yo, I don't think I'll be able to be a doctor because I don't like movies that are so bloody and all that. But I said now, I think if I'm to put it into medical terms, I would say medicine was a diagnosis of exclusion. Like I excluded all other options that I had, and then I was only left with medicine. So I was like, I cannot become an engineer. They like drawing, and I'm so bad at that. And I was like, a teacher, not really. I excluded all other options that I had, and then I was only left with medicine. And I went for it. I got admitted, and I would say that it's a choice that I will never regret because I love what I'm doing.
I love that. I think that is so great. And can you tell me about some of the changes that you would like to see in your community, or maybe some of the issues that young people are facing in your community?
Yes, one of the biggest things I want to see in the future is having a child that is able to realize what their dreams are at a very young age. I think I grew up in a community where I was not really exposed, and then I was just made to believe that school, school, and school only. And I think with that, when you grow up, you realize that, hey, I actually love acting, or I want to be an actress, or I actually love filming, but nobody exposed you to that. And I actually there is a saying in our culture that says that you need to straighten the road. You know what the road is? You need to straighten the road while it's still fresh because once it's hard, it's hard. You're not going to do anything on it. And I really think that we need to expose our children to greater things just for them to because your childhood defines who you are, who you it actually defines your future. So I think I want to see a community where children are able to realize what they really want to do, and also just to know their rights, especially their rights, because we have so many. In my African culture, this is this, and sometimes it really compresses the child's rights, and we grow up to believe that I cannot do this, I cannot do that, just because of the environment that we've worked in. But yes, that's one of the biggest hopes I have in the future, at least to see the community where we just the children just know that, okay, this is my right, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do this, and these are the responsibilities also from a very young age. That will make a very good difference.
I think that is a great goal to shoot for, and thank you so much for sharing that. So, what are your plans for the future? Can you tell me about what's next for you with your activism, your career? What are you excited about in the future?
Wow, thank you. So what is coming up? Hopefully, I graduate out of medical school. That's because I feel like when I'm in medicine, I have to balance. One day you want to be an advocate, the next thing you have a test, and it's really sort of sometimes limits you from how far you want to go in your non-medical life. And but however, I have projects that are coming up. I hope I will be able to navigate through them after medical school. But I mostly wanted to work with people that are living with disabilities or people that are differently abled, like how we mentioned, we say it now. And because these are also people that need to be, I feel like they just need so much empowerment, because now if I'm living with disability, I think I can't really do so much that other people are doing. But we just want to like sort of pull them out. We know if they join any event, we won't say anything, but we also don't do anything when they don't join events. So I just feel like we need so much empowerment on such people, and we just want to tell them like, hey, you too can do this, you too can do that. And it's really a challenge to start it now, because most of the times we are placed in different towns, and you can't really do so much. You can't really get people from across the country because you're just a student. You can't move so much. You're not free. You are time limited. But I hope that will work. But other big projects that I'm working with, I am collaborating with organizations such as Becoming Health Namibia on the community project part, and it's so amazing. I love it. I'm so excited.
That is so exciting, especially about graduation. That's so much to look forward to. And I think, as far as the change making path that you've been on, I think you're a great example of someone who is juggling school and change making and just all of your other commitments. And I would love to ask you to share a little bit of advice for all of the other young change makers out there. Lots of young people want to make change and want to make a difference, but they may not know how to get started with that work. What advice do you have for those people who may be listening?
I think the first thing I would say is that go for it. Everyone always says, whatever you dream for, go for it. It's never too late also to start. So the best thing to start is to identify a problem, what you want to work on, what are you passionate about. But and also they should also take up volunteering opportunities in their regions, because there's so much power that comes with volunteerism. I always tell people, if you know me, that's my favorite phrase. There's so much power that comes with volunteering, because you get opportunities, you get to be bridged to the next person that you meet in a conference or just anywhere where you are volunteering. So the first thing, volunteer, identify problems that are going in the community. Just like entrepreneurs do, they identify that, okay, there is a problem on this, so let me make money out of it. So you also want to find a problem in the community and try to bridge, you try to actually solve the problem by maybe being a change maker. So, but my advice is that volunteer, go for what you really want to become, and just make the community you want to see in the future.
I really enjoyed talking with Henriette and learning more about her community in Namibia. She is doing some really exciting work, and I'm looking forward to following along with all of it. I think Henriette's work is a great example of how change comes when you dream for something and go for it. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and you can find Henriette on Instagram at _Henriette EE_ to get connected with her, and I included that link in the description of this episode. If you want to talk about anything I mentioned, please reach out to me by email at lily@bethechangepodcast.org or on Instagram at Be The Change Media Network. I am working on expanding Be The Change Media Network, which means bringing you more inspiring stories from amazing guests. If you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could leave the podcast a rating and a comment, because it will help these stories to reach, educate, and inspire more people. I would also love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Tune in for my next episode, but until then, be the change you wish to see in the world. Bye, guys!